Hey, I'm NichBoy and welcome to Pocket. And today I'm going to be chatting with the Good Game team to find out their highlights from E3. Well, it's been an insane week for E3. Some huge announcements and a couple of decent flops, but really, there was so much more to get me excited than I ever actually would have expected. But you've heard me crap on for 20 minutes about my thoughts earlier in the week. Let's go find out what some of those guys think.
Hey.
Goose, E3 just happened. Your most excited, anticipated thing?
It would have to be Last Guardian. I know a lot of people, including yourself, were not that excited by it, but the fact that it's now coming, there's just something there. It's been like this myth that's never going to occur, and now it's actually happening.
What is your biggest disappointment or biggest fear?
Nintendo's conference in general. It could have been the best E3 ever, in my opinion, but the fact that Nintendo completely dropped the ball, there was nothing there that was exciting, and you could just tell that everything is being saved for the NX, so I just think Nintendo, you let us all down.
Cloudbuster.
NichBoy.
Most exciting thing about E3?
Well, there were two things for me. Fallout 4, I'm not going to say that's my game of the show, but I was delighted to see the crafting in the game. That base building, the level of detail you can have. My game of the show, though, is predictable Star Wars Battlefront. It's just childhood fantasy stuff. And the level of detail that they've got in there, the way the stormtroopers would fall over and things like that.
Wilhelm screams everywhere.
Yeah, more of that.
Brilliant. And sorry to bring it down, but biggest disappointment or biggest fear?
Biggest disappointment was definitely the PC conference show. That just seemed a waste of time, and it was dull. I just don't know why they bothered. I really don't know why they bothered.
Sidski, executive producer, salary payer. Most exciting thing from E3?
I'm going to be highly editorially conflicted here.
Boring.
No, I'm not, because I'm going to say Dreams. And the reason I'm going to say Dreams is because lucky me got to spend time with Media Molecule in April last year, and I got to play it.
You're one of the few people outside of Media Molecule who've actually played this thing.
Yeah, and I have not been able to talk about it at all. So for them to actually announce it, it's been a huge weight off my shoulders because I can now talk about it. But also, I think it could be incredibly disruptive to the whole of the 3D animation world. I can't wait for gamers or people to get their hands on it, because I think it really could revolutionise a lot of things. It's going to be great.
And your biggest disappointment?
It's actually going to be the way something was announced. It's not the actual game.
Yep.
It's the Shenmue 3 thing. I think it's a bad precedent to announce at E3 a Kickstarter campaign. Like, if you want to announce a game, you announce a game. You don't announce the opportunity to pay for a game before it's even been built. That, to me, was lame, and it should never happen again.
Gog,
Hello.
what's excited you most?
I actually have a bit of a list of nominees for you.
Nominees?
So Horizon looked really cool. South Park, the game. I never thought that would happen, so I'm just stoked that they're making another one. The new Ghost Recon looked really cool. Sea of Thieves looks really cool. Lots of exciting stuff. Deus Ex looks really cool. Battlefront, obviously. Planet Coaster. Fallout 4, obviously, though, is winner, hands down.
So everything that was announced?
Most things.
Do you have any disappointments?
Even the things I'm disappointed about, I'm pretty excited about. Like, I really want Last Guardian to be good, but I just fear that, 7 years worth of hype, can it actually live up to the promise and what we want it to be?
G, thing of the show.
I'm most excited about the game Cuphead. You agree?
Yes! More high fives!
I don't know, just that art style, and it looks like a psychedelic Disney crazy platformer. It just looks amazing.
And your biggest disappointment?
I think Nintendo the most, but more specifically Star Fox, just because it didn't look great, and I'm just not sure about it, and it just looks like the GameCube version again, or I don't know.
The word you're looking for is terrible.
Terrible, yes, that's the one.
What's got you jazzed?
I'm really excited for Tomb Raider. I know it's probably not technically the most exciting. I think Battlefront would be technically the most exciting, but I loved the first game, so I'm really keen to play the second one.
Your biggest disappointment?
Ooh, it would be a tie between Last Guardian and the PC conference. If this is what they think is what we should show about PC gaming, maybe we just shouldn't show anything. Just don't talk about it and let it be its thing, but don't make it public. I don't know. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing to watch.
Naz, what's got you pumped?
Oh, it's got to be Star Wars Battlefront for me. I feel like sort of just graphically, it's been a very slow kind of step to the next generation, very kind of drip fed. I haven't really felt excited about anything, but just seeing Star Wars, I was just like, how? How is that possible on PS4? How?
You thinking PC 4K?
I am thinking PC 4K. DICE, they never skimp on the PC games. I'm feeling good.
And what about your biggest disappointment?
Well, again, I feel like it's a bit of a recurring theme that we've been hearing, but it's got to be Nintendo. It feels like it's very obvious that they've shifted all of their resources to the NX, which is understandable because the Wii U is kind of dead in the water. But it just feels like a bit of a kick in the teeth to all the people who have bought sort of the Wii U, that it's kind of like, oh, well, we're not going to make any more games.
Jedi, what excited you most?
The HoloLens. I want to play a tabletop RPG at my table with everyone with a HoloLens on, and just to be able to move the figures around and sort of see them fight.
Biggest disappointment?
Bethesda kind of blew everyone else away, and they started it, so I was just disappointed to not see more of all of the other games.
You were spoiled by half an hour of Fallout.
Yeah, I just want Fallout.
Marv, Pocket Editor. Don't stop working on the show we're currently filming. Most excited about?
Star Wars Battlefront.
Biggest disappointment?
Jason Derulo.
He's a man of few words, but he knows what he hates.
And that's what the Good Game team think. But let's talk about what you guys think, because when Barjo and I did our E3 wrap-up on Wednesday, there were some games that we missed and you guys wanted us to talk about. So, Ryan Trevina Ward says, come on, not one mention of racing games, two very important, amazing games, Forza 6 and Need for Speed. They look amazing and they're just getting better and better. Starting with Forza 6, that looks fantastic. Fans of Forza are obviously going to be really excited about that. Need for Speed, I didn't really talk about it that much because it's kind of a known quantity. We knew it was coming. We kind of know what's going on with that series, so it wasn't really a huge reveal or something. It was just reminding us that go watch that trailer we put out a couple of weeks ago. The same here, Blake Sinclair says, Metal Gear Solid 5 completely ignored in all formats of Good Game news. And look, it's kind of the same situation as Need for Speed. This is a known quantity. We've known about this game for ages. There's been heaps of talk about it. It's been in the news so much because of the Kojima and Konami stuff, and journalists have been playing it a couple of weeks ago. And then they dropped a huge new gameplay demo of the game this morning. And also, Metal Gear is just kind of not my cup of tea. There were so many other amazing new announcements, but I am excited for you. And up next, Adam Molnar just says Rainbow Six Siege. Good point, Adam. That is a game. Look, it's very exciting that Angela Bassett is in that. I think that's really cool. The sort of Kevin Spacey Call of Duty style, putting real life actors into these games. I enjoy the Rainbow Six games, but I do enjoy some terrorist hunt. And sticking with Ubisoft, Drovel1 says, you guys didn't mention The Division. Come on, dudes. Drovel, you know who else didn't mention The Division? Pretty much everyone at E3. Ubisoft barely brought this game up. It was kind of buried in the middle of a press conference, and they didn't really show anything new from The Division that we haven't kind of already seen before. I'm still excited for that game, but until Ubisoft becomes excited about it, there are other things to talk about. Pink Girl 4000. How are you, Pink Girl? No mention of Kingdom Hearts 3? Sad face? Yes, unfortunately, we just did not say anything about Kingdom Hearts 3, but I am very excited that fans of that series will finally get to play a game that doesn't have a fraction in the title. And speaking of fans of series, Derpy Zhao says, would have thought Shenmue 3 would be discussed. The reveal for that one was a long time coming, but it was so damn satisfying. So damn satisfying that the reveal then said you needed to go to a website to pay your own money to fund the game to make sure it happens. Really sounds like Sony have a lot of faith in this series. And to be honest, the first couple of Shenmue games were kind of just like really good tech demos where you just wandered around and picked stuff up and went to work. That stuff is in literally every single video game right now, so I'm curious to see what Shenmue 3 is actually going to bring to the table. And finally, True Blue Sonic fan said Batman Arkham Knight? Question mark? What are you talking about? Batman comes out like next week. Any of the stuff at E3 about Batman was basically just Batman saying, hey, I'm Batman, don't forget about me, I come out next week. And speaking of next week, on Tuesday's episode of Good Game, I will be reviewing Batman with Barjo. So if you want to know about Batman, watch that. Well, that's it for E3 week, and it's been so much fun. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage of it and Hex's videos that she's been sending in from LA. There's going to be one more of those this afternoon, so stay tuned to this channel to check that out. And then a big hour-long E3 special coming up on Good Game. But until next week, Pocketeers, NichBoy out.